Let me start with a very simple question. Have you ever felt like your eyes are betraying you? You wake up in the morning and they feel dry and irritated. At night, the streetlights blur, and the newspaper you've read for years suddenly feels harder to make out. I've heard this story from so many of my patients, men and women in their 60s and 70s, just like you. They tell me, doctor, I've tried all kinds of eye supplements. I've changed my glasses over and over, but my vision keeps fading. And I understand. You're not alone. In fact, millions of older adults spend billions of dollars every year on pills, new lenses, and costly treatments. But here's the question that has stayed with me throughout my years of practice. Why do we so often forget that the eyes, too, have an incredible ability to heal themselves, if only we give them the right chance? Modern science has shown us that certain simple foods, sometimes sitting right there in your own fridge, can actually support your eye's natural repair process while you sleep. Picture this. As you drift into sleep, blood flow to the eyes increases. The cells quietly begin their nighttime repair. And if your body already carries the nutrients from foods like sweet potatoes, wild salmon, or even a bit of raw cacao, it's as though you've given your eyes a silent team of repairmen working through the night. Yes, our eyes can heal themselves in sleep if they're nourished with the right building blocks. Which foods can truly make that difference? You may be surprised, but sometimes the most ordinary foods carry extraordinary power. Let's start with organic eggs. I often recommend pasture-raised egg yolks to my patients because they're rich in lutein and zeaxanthin-2 nutrients the eyes need as much as the earth needs rain. I remember one of my patients, a 67-year-old gentleman, once told me, "Doctor, I've eaten eggs my whole life. How did I not know they were so good for my eyes?" The truth is, not all eggs are created equal. Organic eggs, especially from pasture-raised hens, contain many times more of these vital nutrients than conventional ones. Eat 2 lightly cooked organic eggs before bed, and you may be surprised to notice the glare of headlights at night bothering you less. Next, let's talk about almonds, a snack you might think of as just something to munch on, but in reality, they're a powerhouse of natural vitamin E. Vitamin E acts like a shield protecting your retina from the silent damage of time. I remember an elderly couple in their 70s who had a habit of eating a small handful of almonds with goji berries every evening. After a few months, the husband told me his eyes no longer felt tired when reading the newspaper at night. That wasn't magic, it was simply the right nutrients at the right time working together. Now, saffron, that's a completely different story. This precious spice is more valuable than gold, yet just a tiny pinch can make a world of difference. Research in Italy shows that crocin, a compound in saffron, can actually revive photoreceptor cells once thought to be switched off for good. I've seen patients with macular degeneration, people who had almost lost hope, regain their ability to read after a few months of drinking warm milk infused with just a few strands of saffron before bed. For them, it wasn't just better vision, it was the joy of getting back something they thought was gone forever. Then there's the humble sweet potato. Cheap, common, yet loaded with beta-carotene. Do you remember how our grandparents used to say eating sweet potatoes would keep your eyes bright like a lamp? Well, science now proves they were right. Beta-carotene converts into vitamin A while you sleep, helping your eyes adjust and see better in the dark. One of my patients used to avoid night driving because headlights blurred and scattered. By simply adding roasted sweet potatoes to dinner a few nights a week, she regained her confidence behind the wheel. And finally, raw cacao. Not the sweet processed cocoa powder you buy at the supermarket, but pure cacao, untouched by high heat. It's rich in epicatechin, a remarkable compound that boosts blood flow to the retina and rejuvenates mitochondria, the energy powerhouses of your eye cells. A study in the UK even showed that older adults who consumed raw cacao daily not only experienced clearer vision, but also felt sharper mentally. To me, raw cacao is a gift for both your eyes and your brain. Do you notice something here? None of these are miracle pills or quick fix drugs. They are simple natural foods that quietly nourish your eyes over time. Patients often ask me, "Doctor, how long will it take to see results?" And I always smile and say, it's like planting a garden. You sow the seeds today, you care for them each day, and one morning you realize the plants have been thriving all along. Now let's talk about wild salmon. And I emphasize the word wild because the difference between farm salmon and wild salmon is bigger than most people realize. Wild salmon is rich in DHA, a vital form of omega-3 that your retina absolutely needs. DHA works like fine oil, keeping the delicate machinery of your eyes running smoothly. But that's not all. Wild salmon also contains astaxanthin, a reddish-orange pigment that shields your eyes from blue light, the kind that comes from phones, computers, and even the LED lights around us every day. I once had a patient who worked as an accountant. His eyes were always dry and strained from staring at screens late into the night. After adding wild salmon to his dinner a few times a week within 2 months, he told me, "Doctor, my eyes don't feel dry anymore. In the mornings, I no longer wake up with that gritty feeling in my eyes. That's the quiet healing power of nature at work." Next, let's talk about bilberries. During World War II, British pilots were said to eat bilberries before flying night missions to sharpen their night vision. And that story isn't just a legend. Bilberries are packed with anthocyanins, which help regenerate rhodopsin, the protein your eyes need to see clearly in the dark. I remember a woman in her 70s telling me she avoided going out at night because everything looked too blurry. After I suggested she try a cup of warm bilberry tea in the evenings, little by little she regained the confidence to walk with her granddaughter after dinner. Sometimes a tiny fruit can give us back freedoms we thought we had lost. Then, of course, there are carrots so familiar that most people overlook them. But I'd like you to see them with fresh eyes. Carrots are rich in beta-carotene and lutein, which not only keep the cornea healthy, but also reduce the risk of dry eyes, a common complaint among older adults. Do you remember those childhood stories of rabbits with bright, sparkling eyes? Well, scientists have proven that the carotenoids in carrots really do improve vision, especially in low light. One gentleman I treated used to struggle with eye strain when reading the Bible at night. I suggested he add a glass of carrot juice to his dinner routine. A few months later, he smiled and told me, "Now I can read a few more pages before bed without my eyes aching." Next up are goji berries, the small, bright red fruit often used in traditional Asian medicine. What makes goji berries so special is their incredibly high concentration of zeaxanthin, higher than any other food. Think of zeaxanthin as a natural shield protecting the macula, the part of your eye responsible for sharp, detailed vision. A study in California found that eating goji berries regularly for just a few weeks significantly increased macular pigment density. I once suggested to a woman in her 60s that she add goji berries to her evening porridge. Later, she told me, "My eyes don't feel so sensitive when I look at my phone to FaceTime with my grandchildren anymore." For an older person, that kind of joy is worth more than any pill. And finally, black currants. They may not be as well known, but they're a treasure chest of vitamin C and GLA, an uncommon fatty acid that strengthens corneal collagen. Strong collagen means a clearer, more resilient cornea. On top of that, black currants help reduce eye pressure, which is critical for anyone at risk of or already struggling with glaucoma. I had a patient in his mid-60s whose family had a history of blindness from glaucoma. He was terrified of following the same path as his father. But after incorporating black currant juice into his diet, along with healthy lifestyle changes, his eye pressure dropped significantly. He later told me, "For the first time, I feel more at peace about my future." You see, these foods aren't exotic, nor are they magic pills. They come straight from nature, the same foods people have eaten for thousands of years. The difference lies in how we understand them, appreciate them, and use them consistently. We've just walked through 10 everyday foods, each carrying a quiet but powerful gift. From simple organic eggs and humble sweet potatoes to treasures like saffron and raw cacao. They all share one thing in common: when used correctly at the right time, especially before sleep, they become silent night workers, repairing and restoring your eyes in the stillness of the night. And if you ask me which three are the most powerful warriors, I'd say, without hesitation, raw, cacao, saffron, and black currants. Raw cacao with its epicatechin nourishes your eye cells at the root. Saffron with just a few tiny strands has the power to reawaken photoreceptor cells once thought switched off. And black currants, rich in vitamin C and GLA, form a strong safety net for your cornea while also lowering eye pressure and protecting against the silent threat of glaucoma. But my friend, what I want to emphasize isn't just about food, it's about consistency. No one can expect their eyesight to be restored overnight. It's like a garden. You plant the seeds today. You water them daily, and one morning you'll find the plants have grown green and strong without you even noticing. One of my patients once told me, "Doctor, I didn't do anything special. I just kept following your advice. And now I read the newspaper more easily and I can drive at night without being blinded by headlights." So don't chase perfection. Start with consistency. Whether it's a warm cup of raw cacao, a handful of almonds, or a roasted sweet potato, if you keep these as a small nightly ritual, your eyes will slowly begin to heal. And after a few weeks, maybe a few months, you'll notice real changes, less dryness, less fatigue, and a clearer, brighter world around you. Remember this, your eyes are not just for seeing. They hold your memories. They connect you to the smile of your grandchild, the glow of the sunrise, or the pages of your favorite book. Caring for your eyes is caring for the entire journey of your life. So tonight before bed, give yourself this little gift. Then close your eyes, let sleep carry you into the quiet place where your body is silently healing. And tomorrow morning, when you open your eyes, you might just smile because the morning light feels softer and clearer than ever before. Because you deserve healthy, radiant eyes to see, to love, and to live more fully each day. And my friend, if these words spoke to you, if you find value in caring for your eyes and health in a natural, sustainable way, then I warmly invite you to hit that subscribe button right now. Because each week I'll continue to bring you easy to understand medical knowledge, heartfelt stories from real lives, and powerful tips to help you stay healthy, keep your vision sharp, and enjoy peace of mind well into your 50s, 60s, even 70s. Think of subscribing as a little promise between you and me that we won't miss a single step on this healing journey together. And don't forget to click the bell, so whenever I release a new video, you'll be the very first to know. So are you ready to walk this path with me? If you are, hit subscribe today so your eyes and your health can be cared for with love, science, and consistency.